I've been pretty open about the fact that I've suffered with varying levels of gender dysphoria throughout most of my life. And now that I'm pushing 30, I've really had to think about where I want to be for the rest of my life. And I realized that I can no longer just deny my reality as a trans person and continue to live as and be perceived in society as a man. If I'm going to live a life that has any type of fulfillment and in which I can continue to be a productive individual. I have been for over a decade trying to deny this reality or sidestep it or obfuscate it in one way or another. I spent 10 years as a properly Greek Orthodox Christian, believing that my identity and who I was a sin and that I was trying to obey God. And I don't view God in that way anymore, but nonetheless, this has been a very difficult thing to admit about myself, because it's really difficult to be this way and not be able to do anything about it other than transition. For most people, being trans is a very uncomfortable experience, even if you exclude any societal bias or bullying or anything like that. Even if you grow up, let's say, in a really liberal family and you have social and familial support, it is very uncomfortable and very painful at times to have such a substantial mismatch between your mind and your body. I spent many nights, many of which were during my teen years, just lying there while silent tears, sometimes for hours at a time, would just roll down my face because of the pain. And I remember so many times just begging God or any other celestial being that may have been listening to either change me or just take the pain away and make me not trans anymore. And I've had episodes, and I'm far from the only person that has, but instances where the pain just completely engulfs you and there is nothing that you can really do to distract yourself or heal the pain. You are pretty much just left in a fetal position trying to self-soothe until it finally eases up and you can be a little bit more at peace and a little bit more relaxed. It's like your soul and your skin and every part of you is just on fire. So I'm at the point now where if I want to move forward in life, I just can't deny who I am anymore. And while I look forward to what the future brings, I also mourn the past. I grew up in a non-supportive family and I was not able to access any type of hormone blockers or anything that would have stopped any of the masculinizing changes of testosterone. And watching those changes happen to yourself, knowing they're permanent and knowing that you don't want them and never will want them, is a horrifying experience. I mourn the fact that my childhood, especially my teen years, were stolen from me by being trans and not having access to the appropriate medical care. I mourn the almost decade that I wasted as an adult trying to deny my reality in the name of faith, spirituality, and religion. And all I can think about is how much more fulfilling those years could have been. And the fact that I will never get them back is a pain that is indescribable. I can't even begin to put it into words. So at this point, I don't really know what a transition timeline looks like, but I realize it is something that I am going to have to do for the sake of my own well-being. So if you're still watching, God bless. Have a wonderful day.